Welcome to Prairie Pulse. I'm Matt O'Lean. Our guest today is the director of the Fargo Film Festival and director of the Fargo Theater, Emily Beck. Emily, welcome.
Hi, Matt. Thanks for having me.
And we're going to talk about the 13th Annual Fargo Film Festival, March 5th through the 9th. Of course, you and I are both involved in this, so this is exciting again. Just first of all, tell us about your background, where you're from originally, how you got to be involved with the Fargo Theater.
Yes, I was born in Fargo, raised in Valley City, North Dakota, and I came back to this community to attend MSUM, where I studied in the film studies program there under Rusty Castleton and Tom Brandow. And I left with a degree in film history and criticism. I worked for the Marcus Theater Corporation a little while longer, all the while sending my resume to Margie Bailey at the Fargo Theater, saying, would you please consider me for a job? I would absolutely love to work there. And lo and behold, about a year after I sent that first letter, they actually did have a position open up. So I came on board at the Fargo Theater as the film programmer and kind of festival coordinator. And then I held that position for 3 years, and then Margie retired, and I was able to take over as the executive director there.
Well, we're happy you're there, and this is now your second year as festival director. Tell me about that first year, how it went. I thought it was a great festival. Just taking over from Margie and kind of, you know, you running the festival with help from volunteers. How did that go, and what do you see for the second year?
Well, we have an incredible team, and so I think that the transition actually went pretty darn smoothly. I was really proud of the festival we had last year. It was really exciting. We had a lot of fun special guests come to town. As you know, we had some incredible films, some Oscar nominees. And I was really excited to see the progress that this festival is making. Every year, step by step, we're just upping our profile every year. It's pretty exciting to see that happen.
So let's talk about this year's festival. As we're taping this, winners have been announced. We don't know Best in Show yet, and the Oscars haven't happened as we're taping this. We have two films that are Oscar nominees, Buzkashi Boys and Death of a Shadow. So tell me about just the highlights of the festival and some of the films we have coming.
Absolutely. Well, I would say those two are big highlights for us. For the past few years now, we've been able to get a few Oscar nominees to be kind of premieres for this community with the Fargo Film Festival. And these two short films are just incredible. They're very different from one another, but they both have a lot to offer. One was actually shot, Buzkashi Boys was actually shot in Afghanistan. It was kind of a collaboration, Afghani filmmakers and other international filmmakers, and they shot this on the streets with some incredible local talent, and it is a very moving, beautifully done piece. That's up for the Oscar right now for narrative short, along with the winner of our narrative short category, Death of a Shadow, which is this just incredible kind of science fiction piece that is almost difficult to describe if you haven't seen it, but is just so beautifully shot and also very moving. Yeah.
Tell me about what the jurors do and the jury chairs do, because the jury chairs do go out and find these films. Lisa Feynman, narrative short, found these two films that are Oscar nominees. But tell me about the work that the volunteers do.
Like I said, we have an incredible team. There's over 50 people that give hours and hours and hours to this festival as we go through the year-long process of planning it, as you well know, as you are one of those key individuals. Each category, narrative short, narrative feature, doc short, each category has a leader, a jury chair, and it also has a jury of between 9 to 13 members. And the jury chair is really responsible in making sure that we have a wonderful collection of films for the jury to screen and to make their voting decisions on. So these jury chairs spend hours and hours online researching what's going on in the world of independent film. They read about other film festivals. They read about exciting things that are happening all over the world. And then they reach out to these independent filmmakers and say, hey, the Fargo Film Festival, consider us, consider submitting. Of course, that never promises that they'll get past the jury, but it's a wonderful way for them to kind of go out into the world and be ambassadors for the Fargo Film Festival, and they bring in just incredible films.
And it's a way that we've been able to get kind of these Oscar-nominated films. Animation, when Greg Carlson really has been involved in that, getting Oscar-nominated films there. We had James Spione last year here with Incident in New Baghdad. That was an Oscar nominee. Actually, I think it won, didn't it?
Yeah, he was the nominee, and we basically got him right off the Oscar red carpet. Fargo was his next stop after Hollywood, so that was incredible, yeah.
Tell me about who's coming to the festival. I know you're not sure yet, but you try to get winning filmmakers here and special guests, and just maybe talk in general about that.
Absolutely. Well, we have a lot of invitations out, as you well know, and a lot of things are cooking. We aren't really able to make too many announcements right now, but all that information will be on our website as soon as we know. Of course, we extend these invitations to these filmmakers. One of the things this year that's a little bit different is that we have so many international films that we would have filmmakers coming from all over the world. So it'll be pretty exciting to see how many of those are able to make it to Fargo for a week in March.
Now, we had more submissions this year, and this might be kind of a technical question for people, but we went to something called Without a Box. Tell us what that is, and this was a big step forward for the festival, and tell us how it works and how it did increase our submissions.
I agree. You know, this was something that those of us in festival leadership, you and I, and a few other of our executive committee members, really felt strongly that this would be an important next step forward for the film festival. We really felt like joining Without a Box, which, as you know, is an online kind of clearinghouse for independent filmmakers all over the world. We really felt like joining that would really bring the Fargo Film Festival up to the next level. And it has been incredible. We basically smashed our record of submissions. I believe it was 250-ish.
We had to do pre-screening because there were so many, right?
Pre-screening for the first time, which was wonderful. One of the things we really saw because of Without a Box was increased number of submissions of foreign films.
Yes.
It really helped raise our profile for filmmakers all over the world. So it's been it's been a learning experience,
right. Yep.
but I'm so excited about what Without a Box has offered for this festival.
Before we take a look at some clips, why don't you just run down the 7 categories and maybe the winning films, just a brief thing about each one.
Absolutely.
And then we'll show some clips.
So our experimental film this year, and you'll see kind of a recurring theme here with international films, is from the UK. The winner of experimental was called Green Lady, and basically it's a 30-minute short film, and it is absolutely breathtaking to watch. I often consider experimental films to be a little bit more like visual art opposed to a narrative story. And this is, it's a narrator describing the experience of her mother's death, but it's syncopated with these incredible images that are syncopated to her speech patterns. So it really, really kind of invokes a very emotional response to the story and to the story of her grandmother visiting her after her mother's death and things like that. It's a beautiful film. That's called Green Lady, and that's out of the UK. Another film out of the UK, we kind of had a British invasion this year, didn't we? Yeah, is our Doc Short winner is called Walk Tall. And this is about a 10-minute short.
This would be a crowd pleaser.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. It's warm and it's funny and it's true. It's the story of an Olympic gymnast named George Whedon, and at the time of filming, he was 90 years old, but he's still very active in keeping himself healthy.
Yes, better than I have.
Yes, the man is incredible. To this day, at 90, he's still so active, and he's out there trying to make his community active and healthy, and it's just heartwarming and it's funny, and the director mixed in some animation along with some live shots, so it's just a wonderful little piece, and I think people are going to love that one.
Yep,
Makes you feel good. Our narrative feature winner is from the States. It's from America here, and it's called The Last Push, and in my opinion, it's one of the best narrative features we have ever had here at the festival.
I agree.
It's just an incredible little piece set in the not too distant future. It tells a story of an astronaut who is making a very long journey. I don't want to do any spoilers here, but it's just this tight, perfect little sci-fi drama, and I think audiences are going to be over the moon about that one. It's winning awards at festivals all over the world. As I mentioned, our narrative short winner is Death of a Shadow. That's up for an Academy Award as of right now. It'll be very interesting. So we'll have our fingers crossed the night of the...
Or Buzkashi Boys. We won't care if
either one of our films will be very pleased. And that's kind of a sci-fi drama, futuristic drama also, but also with ties to the past, with World War II. So so it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's a fascinating film. Our student winner was actually from Japan this year. It's a short film called Tsuyaku.
Made through University of Southern California.
Yes, in collaboration with that. It's a Japanese drama, which I think it's incredible the level of student films we've seen this year. This is a student film that could easily play at a festival as just a regular short film. It's beautifully shot, it's moving, the story really resonates with some things that are happening in the world right now, and I think without giving anything away, I think that people will really be moved by that. Informant is our documentary feature winner. It's kind of the story of Brandon Darby, Brandon's an interesting fellow.
Yes, he is.
At one time he was a
film,
leading, oh my goodness, I could not take my eyes away from the screen. He was kind of a leading activist, anarchist activist, but he did some wonderful work down in New Orleans after Katrina, but then he basically had
A conversion.
He did. He had a very interesting conversion and started working as a confidential informant for the FBI. So it's the story of Brandon, and I think the film is really good at offering both sides to the story. Did he do a heroic thing, or did he betray all these people that he's worked with for years? It's a very complex and interesting film. Love that one. And our film Junkyard was our animation winner, and again, another foreign film out of Belgium and the Netherlands, kind of a collaboration there. Incredible animation. It looks, and so often we get these animated films that look incredible, and they're 2 or 3 minutes long, and it's just kind of an experience of seeing this beautiful animation. But this film Junkyard also has an incredible story, the story of two boys and their friendship and how that evolves over the years, and the two very different paths these boys take. Yep. So.
Okay, well, with that, let's take a look at some film clips from some of the winning films and the films you'll be seeing March 5th through the 9th at the Fargo Film Festival.
It broke my heart. It literally broke my heart. It's sad that this young man, a young man that I loved, had to turn to such dastardly deeds, not for patriotism, because he was a paid informer. He did this for 30 pieces of silver.
With that interview, I don't really know where to begin. I did not co-found a relief organization to destroy it. And I didn't work with the FBI for money.
Me çekiyordun Büti?
نام خدا شاباس.
We're back. Some great clips there. Emily, Best in Show is another thing that we've done for a while now. Tell us how that works.
Absolutely. Well, each category nominates different pictures for different Best in Show, basically overall awards, Best in Festival awards. They're able to put up nominees for Best Picture, Best Director, Actor and Actress, and Cinematography. And so each of these juries nominate from their own category, and then the core committee, which it consists of the executive committee and our different jury chairs, we watch all of these films, and then we get together and we duke it out to decide.
It's a lot of fun.
It is. It's a blast. I think there's 13 of us.
Some of us,
something
yes.
like voting that this year for
Good
Best in
number,
Show
yep.
awards. Yeah, a good number of people, a lot of different opinions, and it is always fun to see who's going to end up on top of the whole festival. Yep.
Talk about how the festival's grown over the years with our audiences. We've really done a good job, I think, building those audiences. We have people come back year to year. I know Margie really worked on that during her 11 years at the festival. How has the audience grown over the years?
Yeah, I think that's one of the incredible things she did was really make it kind of this destination event for Fargo. There are people that come from kind of all over the tri-state region. They take a week off of work, they come to Fargo, they stay downtown at one of our lovely downtown hotels, and they just spend the week watching movies. And those people come back year after year, and it's really fun to see them come back year after year and chat with them and see how their lives are going. And then every year we have grown attendance, at least since the 4 years that I've been working there. We have seen noticeable upticks in just general ticket sales overall. So, and I hope to see that continue this year, and I think it will.
Once again, we have luncheons, panel discussions, pre-parties. We're working on an equipment expo. Tony Tilton is. Tell us about some of those things.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on at the film festival. It's a lot more than just movies.
Right.
We want to really make it this entire experience for people. So like you said, we have these lunch and panel discussions. People get a chance to get a bite to eat, but they also get a chance to hear from industry professionals, hear about distribution or making a film or making a documentary or topics that are in a documentary. Sometimes we're able to expand on those issues for our audiences and give them a really neat chance to interact with people that are visiting this community. The parties are a blast. We visit a bunch of different downtown Fargo and Moorhead restaurants, and there's wonderful food and a chance to have some wine and again mix and mingle with people that love film and with film professionals that are visiting our community. So those are a lot of fun. And the Tech Expo is going to be, hopefully, if that works out this year, should be a really cool experience for people living in this community that like to make films and that are interested in making films and learning more about the different technologies that are out there.
I wanted to ask you about an important thing that does have to do with the festival and the theater, and that is I know you want to mention this, the fundraising for the digital projector conversion. What's going on with film prints that are not coming, I think, at the end of this year, and why we have to convert?
Absolutely, yes. Hollywood's already definitely in the process of transitioning away from 35 millimeter film, which for decades was the go-to for theaters that were exhibiting new release films. So every movie theater in the country must convert to these new digital cinema projectors, and we have been in the process of raising funds for quite some time now.
Yep.
We are getting there. We are so close. We've gotten some wonderful support from the community, and as of right now, we're just this far away from our goal, which will be an incredible gift to the theater. It will ensure that we're able to stay a movie theater, that we're able to continue showing these wonderful films, that we're able to continue the Fargo Film Festival.
And how can people contribute to that?
They could certainly stop by the theater, or they could definitely donate on our website, fargotheater.org. There's a big button to donate right to the...
I know last year we had this Big Lebowski bowling night, which basically raised money for Without a Box. Are we doing that again?
Absolutely.
Yes,
that was
fun.
So much fun. And not only did the local community members who love film love it, but our special guests were over the moon about it. They thought it was so much fun to come to Moorhead and bowl and really mingle with people and have a really nice, relaxed, more low-key, more laid-back atmosphere to really get to know some locals and talk about film and talk about what they're doing in film.
How great has it been to have these filmmakers come here over the years and they leave knowing that we treated them right? They go back to LA or New York or wherever and they just can't believe the great time they had here.
Yeah, what a gift. Yeah, and then they become our biggest ambassadors. They say, you gotta check out this Fargo Film Festival. What they're doing up there is kind of cool. So it's really nice to bring those people here, to give them the Fargo VIP treatment and then send them off into the world.
Got about a minute left. Quickly, just maybe talk about it. We'd be remiss to not mention Margie Bailey's contributions over the years, and also how do you get tickets and when the festival is.
Absolutely. Well, Margie continues to be an incredible asset to the Fargo Film Festival. She's extremely active. She served on the documentary feature jury, and she's been extremely helpful with me planning some of the events and parties and things. Margie's still very much involved, which is exactly as it should be. Yeah, that's exactly how it should be. So we're fortunate that she still wants to be on our team. And then
Tickets. How can people get tickets? The packages. When is the festival?
absolutely. There are a lot of different packages that you can purchase with a different combination of tickets. So check out our website, fargofilmfestival.org, and that will have a list of the different packages. And then they would be available at the box office starting a week before the festival. And then
But you can purchase them online.
Nope,
No,
not as
okay,
of now.
just
Hopefully
come-
next year.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we're one
We're
step
working
at
on it, okay.
yeah, one step at a time. Yep.
Okay.
For now, it'll just be in person at the Fargo Theater box office. So.
Okay, March 5th through the 9th
March
at the
5th through the
Fargo
9th.
Theater, and it's a second screen as well. It's going to be great. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Emily.
Thanks, Matt.
Fargo Film Festival, March 5th through 9th in Fargo. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back to Prairie Pulse. Coming up next, Stephen Gasser performs his award-winning poems from last year's Poetry Out Loud competition.
The Poetry Out Loud contest is a nationally syndicated contest that happens all across the country. It's broken down into various levels, from the classroom level through the school, state, and then national. The Poetry Out Loud contest is sponsored by the Poetry Foundation, the North Dakota Council of the Arts, and the National Endowment for the Arts. I became involved in Poetry Out Loud through an assignment in my English class. As most other assignments, it wasn't the most popular thing, but after picking my poem alone and reciting it to the class, I found that I had won at the classroom level. So I moved on to the school level and went to state. And surprisingly, with some pretty tough competition, I was lucky enough to win at the state level as well and went to Washington, D.C. in May. From childhood's hour, I have not been as others were. I have not seen as others saw. I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source, I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone. And all I loved alone. The school finals actually were the most nerve-wracking of all of the competitions, just because it was all of my peers from all the English classes, so about like 250 to 300 people. At the state level, however, there were only 13 competitors, and nationals, I felt prepared enough that I needed to be confident, so it wasn't as nerve-wracking as I thought it was going to be. You choose from a selected anthology of works that the Poetry Foundation has selected for a particular year. They have to be X amount of lines from a certain time period. So you don't write the poems, but you recite them in a way that demonstrates that you understand what they mean and that you can convey that message fluently to the listeners. You have to recite 3 at the national and state level, but just 1 to get started. There are no stars tonight, but those of memory. Yet, how much room for memory there is in the loose girdle of soft rain. Poetry is nothing to be sneered at or scoffed at. Many people think it's a pretty woolly discipline or subject, but poetry is much like music or much like anything that makes somebody feel a certain way. At any particular time, there's a poem out there that will suit your mood, and knowing them just means that you can draw from that at moment of need and seek solace or comfort in it. The second poem that I chose is The Bloody Sire by Robinson Jeffers. That I chose because it's just kind of another weightier topic, and much like Alone, I felt that it would go well, and it kind of parodies the violence in the world and how silly it is that humankind is as confrontational as we are. The Bloody Sire by Robinson Jeffers. It is not bad. Let them play. Let the guns bark and the bombing planes speak his prodigious blasphemies. It is not bad. It is high time. Stark violence is still the sire of all the world's values. What but the wolf's tooth? whittled so fine the fleet limbs of the antelope? What but fear winged the birds, and hunger jeweled with such eyes the great Goshawk said? Violence has been the sire of all the world's values. Who would remember Helen's face, lacking the terrible halo of spears? Who formed Christ but Herod and Caesar? The cruel and bloody victories of Caesar? Violence, the bloody sire of all the world's values. Never weep. Let them play. Old violence is not too old to beget new values.
Well, that's all we have on Prairie Pulse for this week. And as always, thanks for watching.
Funded in part by the North Dakota Council on the Arts and by the members of Prairie Public.